There are many people who have psychiatric issues like schizophrenia, like bipolar, like that. There are variety of psychiatric problem is there. Now many people ask the question whether astrology can be used as a psychiatric tool across as a person. First of all, let me clarify the combinations for a psychiatric problem. Psychiatric problem, generally moon is associated with Rahu or Ketu. Whenever the moon is associated with Rahu or Ketu, people tend to have lot of psychiatric problem. And if moon and Ketu, moon and Rahu are in close degree, many of them develop psychiatric problem across. Also, if the Lagna Lord is weak, if the Lagna Lord is associated with Rahu Ketu, it is in Graha Yuddha, it is in Nakshatra Sandhi, then also people tend to have psychiatric issues across. The main problem with the psychiatric issue is, now many people take psychiatric issue from one Lagna. It might not be there. For example, Chandra Lagna, the Lagna Lord can be associated with Rahu Ketu. Chandra Lagna Lord can be associated with Rahu Ketu. So people tend to have psychiatric problem. Now what happens in the psychiatric problem? The black vortex opens for them very often. For many people, black vortex opens up. There are two vortexes. The white vortex, which is the divine light vortex, the black vortex, which is the lower astral vortex, tend to open for everybody in different periods of time across. Now what happens for these people, the black vortex tend to open very often across. So their mind goes into vipraya, their mind goes into a negative spin. The chakra of the Sahasrara starts rotating anti-clockwise across. So therefore, they tend to have negative thoughts and they tend to exaggerate the imagination. For example, the imagination will be so vivid for them. It is as if seeing a movie, seeing a meta, seeing like Oculus, where they imagine. For example, if they imagine a fan falling down, it will be an uncontrollable imagination for a long number of time. The recovery from the negative imagination will take a lot of time. So that is the main problem across as a person. The second thing is, their aura and the chakra, there is a hole. For example, schizophrenias tend to have the chakra hole in their ears where they listen to the conversation of the spirits. They can listen to the subtle word. For example, they can see the aura and the chakra of the third eye gets torn off. They can see the spirits coming and talking to them as a person. And they can have different kinds of smells like dogs. These are some of the problems which are faced by the psychiatry. The other one is, many of us have possession of the spirit, lower spirit across. The two-legged creature like human being can get possessed with the spirits, where these people tend to have possession of the spirit longer and it is almost into their aura and the chakra for a long period of time, and these spirits control their will across as a person. For example, there was a man who was seen sucking up the blood from the jugular vein of a dead body. He was arrested and he was put in the jail across. He was put in the solitary confinement. As soon as they left him out across, again he went and did the same crime across. So which means he can get possessed by the lower spirit, which induces them for suicidal thoughts. For example, somebody goes on telling suicide is very good, you should commit suicide, you should should come and meet me across a person. So they will get influenced by the lower people across, lower astral spirit, which can communicate with them as a person. So this is one of the main reasons why they try to commit suicide, because the psychiatry, the spirits they tend to hear who forces them to commit suicide across. For example, one of the actress sister was named Monal. Simran's sister was named Monal. She acted in a movie, and that hero also committed suicide, because they tend to go on taking, you have to commit suicide, you have to commit suicide. So that's why they have suicidal tendency across. Now, the main problem with the allopathy way of dealing with the psychiatric issue is they make them numb, they dull their senses, and they make them go to sleep. That is the main problem in the psychiatric issue. Now, we need a lot of adjuvant therapies to help them across. The first adjuvant therapy is they need to have bath, they need to clean themselves, they need to brush their teeth, they need to do their daily routine. The second thing is they need to do some hard labor, physical labor, like gardening, like breaking up certain things. It can be a routine thing, but they need to do some hard kind of physical labor which will help them to engage the mind and which will help them to focus on the body. The third important thing is their psychiatry can be divided into mild, moderate, severe. But many doctors give the medicine for mild and moderate to a severe level. They simply give them the drugs, they numb them and they send it across. There has to be a periodic evaluation about their habits, about their behavior, about their attitude across. But most of the time, the psychiatric doctor tend to be in a very routine mode. For example, the mild and the moderate, for that level, Panchakarma can be used, acupuncture can be used, homeopathy can be used. For example, they have a lot of fear. Now, for example, Mimulus and Aspen can be used as a fear medicine. They have a lot of suicidal tendency. They can use homeopathy, they can use Dara to make their mind heavy, and like that it can be used. Now comes the main important thing. The psychiatric medicine also tend to have a lot of side effects, but how does the ritual help? The ritual will help you to bring the divine light, the white light, again and again into their life across. Now this will tend to make their mind very, very positive, their emotion peaceful, their intention very positive across. That is a very, very important thing. The second thing is the ritual will help you to close the aura and the chakra and make them very grounded. The earth cord will be grounded across. So this is a major advantages in the ritual. Now, what are the rituals which has to be done? The ritual can be done is across Tilahoma. The Tilahoma helps the ancestors to clear the lineage karma and also to place the ancestors in the moksha route. Many of the ancestors die. They are unable to leave the earth realm itself. They get stuck up. So the lineage part of it has a problem across. So this can be, they can be sent to moksha by doing Tilahoma. The second thing is doing regular tarpana will help you to reduce the psychiatric issues across. Many people do not do Annasrarda, and if the Annasrarda is done across for the people, the psychiatric symptom tend to reduce across. The third most important thing is lighting lamp for the moon, doing Chandra Suktam will help you to reduce the negative impact of the entire thing across. The fourth one is doing Rahu Ketu Puja. Rahu Ketu Puja tends to cleanse the aura chakra. For example, there was a man who came to me for a consultation. He felt very agitated. I asked him to do a Rahu Ketu Puja. He said, I feel very, very calm. I feel very, very collected into my life across. So this is a very, very important tool in the healing of psychiatric issue. But Rahu Ketu Puja, it is not doing once. It is for doing 120 days. It has to be done every year. For some people, it has to be done for 5 to 6 years across. So that also tends to create a lot of healing cycle. And of course, you can use pranic healing, Reiki. For example, they require a lot of counseling. They need to be talked, they need to be understood. One of the most important psychiatric problem is people, they will be bandhu jana dveshi. They will hate their own people. They will not like their own people. They will create all kinds of traumas and difficulty for the people around them. So they should be segregated away from the family, and the family cannot heal them across. Now this is a very, very important process in the psychiatric issue. They cannot be healed by the family members. Outside people need to give support and help to them across as a person. So therefore, this is a very, very important tool as far as the psychiatric thing is concerned. So therefore, you have to develop a very holistic ritual, a holistic approach towards psychiatry, where there can be ritual support can be given to people across. So this is the biggest problem with the psychiatric world today, where they don't use complementary adjuvantive therapies like B-complex, which will help them across. They tend to have a very biased view, saying that everybody is a quack. Everybody is not a quack. Everybody has a slight traces of wisdom among them. So therefore, if you are having people with a psychiatric problem, please do approach us. We have helped a lot of people who are having psychiatric issues across. We have, in fact, my own brother itself is a psychiatric issue. We have helped him a lot. He has lost weight. He has normalized. He tends to interact with people. He has very positive habits. He can live alone. Like that, there is a lot of accomplishment. We have done it across. But you can do the Rahu Ketu Puja, you can do the Moon Puja, you can do the Tilahoma with us, which will help the psychiatric patient to have a better time across. So please understand, not many people, not many astrologers have a lot of competency in doing the psychiatric issue. So that is why they have a lot of problem across, and that they tend to create, saying this Rahu Dasha, it does not end with the Dasha. Psychiatry has a lifelong disease, and it is like sugar or BP. You need to take ritual support which will help you to control them to a very, very great extent across. Especially the moon is weak, the Pitru Shapa is there. That is why many people tend to have psychiatric problem across. So therefore, I request you, you can take our help. We can really help you, people who have psychiatric issues across. Thank you.